Breaking inputs coming in, the MHA has demanded a report on the suspension of Kashmiri students from the UP administration. Well, the MHA now stepping in. Let's remind you of that very shocking story where sedition charges have been pressed against Kashmiri students in a Meerut university who were cheering for a Pakistani cricket team during India-Pakistan match at the Asia Cup. Around 67 Kashmiri students of this university in Meerut were expelled just because they were supporting the Pakistani team. And look at the charges that have been pressed against them. These group of Kashmiri students were booked under sedition after they allegedly cheered for the Pakistani cricket team during that cup. In fact, a magisterial inquiry has also been ordered into the entire investigation. The FIR and the complaint so far doesn't name anybody, but what the university has done is expelled not one, two, but the entire lot, and 67 Kashmiri students at one go. And there is a lot of criticism that has come in fact, on this particular development from the Chief Minister of Jammu and Kashmir as well. But now the MHA has stepped into the matter. Let's go across to my colleague Pratyush Dubey, who's joining us with the very latest. Pratyush.
Right, absolutely. Akshay, the reports that are coming in right now is that, remember, the row has really exploded, and the center of the storm, of course, is the Akhilesh government. Now what the MHA has done is demanded a preliminary report from the UP administration about the entire affair. The MHA, in the letter that's written to the UP government, has said that they must give all the facts as, how the events really happened. Because remember, once again, charges of sedition are very, very serious. These are very serious charges that have been leveled against these students. And of course, the MHA had to intervene, but also there's a political fallout to it. Now, the allegations are that there were BJP MPs and BJP MLAs that would force the university to really react. Now, they are behind the complaint registered against these students. So, in light of all these activities, really, the MHA has taken a stand. 2 weeks. 2 weeks, remember, is the time that's been given to the Akhilesh government to come up with a reply and really understand the plight of these students, that unless these charges are revoked, they can't even be admitted into any other university, any other educational institution across India. So, of course, we'll have to see how these developments really play out. So far, the Uttar Pradesh government has remained mum over it. There's been no response coming from the Uttar Pradesh government. This, despite many of the parents of these students really saying that, we demand to know what's really happened. But there's been very little action taken on the ground.
Absolutely. In fact, that's why we see the Chief Minister also now of Jammu and Kashmir stepping into the matter, raising questions of have the UP police actually overreacted, have overreached. Well, they booked these 67 Kashmiri students under sedition charges, isn't it, Pratyush?
Absolutely. Akshay, you probably really put things into perspective here. But, the fact of the matter remains that Akhilesh Yadav has refused to break his silence over this issue. What we do know is that the university did act in haste. Whatever perhaps have been, the reports would indicate perhaps only cheering for Pakistan's victory in an Asia Cup match. And a lot of these students, remember, they were professional students enrolled in professional courses such as management, such as law, such as medicine. And, so the criteria that they're Kashmiris, and by the mere fact that some of them may have cheered for Pakistan during a cricket match, an en masse expulsion has really raised a lot of eyebrows. However, it remains to be pointed out that the BJP has come out strongly behind this. The BJP is saying that yes, they are traitors only simply because they backed for Pakistan's cricket team. So obviously in the coming days it remains to be seen what really action can be taken by the MHA. Will these charges against these students be dropped, which of course is the first demand even of Jammu and Kashmir Chief Minister Omar Abdullah.
Well, Pratyush, we are waiting for more reactions to come in on the story. Let's also discuss that the university, it seems so far has not reacted on this as well. They're quite tight-lipped on the entire issue, isn't it?
Absolutely. Also, Akshay,
Okay, let's stay with me, Pratyush. We are being joined by Mr. Gautam Navlakha, human rights activist, over the telephone line. Mr. Gautam, your response to what is happening with those 67 students. First, the university actually expels them, then sedition charges being pressed against them, and now the MHA is stepping into the matter, asking for an inquiry.
हम तो लिस्ट किसके खिलाफ कायम करना चाहते हैं, कह रहे हैं वो ये पुलिस का मामला है, इससे हम क्या कह सकते हैं। हम तो यूनिवर्सिटी की बात कर सकते हैं ना, जो हमारे हादसा वाकया हुआ हम उसी बारे में बता सकते हैं। पुलिस क्या करती है इससे हमें, ये हमसे क्यों पूछते हैं आप? ये जाके आप एसपी से पूछिए, एसएसपी से पूछिए।
Okay, we have Mr. Gautam with us still over the telephone. And Mr. Gautam, your reaction, do you think the UP police has overreacted while they have booked these students for sedition charges?
I think they should be, the court should take suo moto action, intervene in this matter and pass strictures against the police. I mean, this is a matter of constitutional rights. Freedom of expression is a constitutional fundamental right. How dare police file a sedition case just because somebody, cheered or there was support for one team or the other? It hardly matters. I mean, people have that fundamental right. Or have you been getting reduced to a situation where a handful of rascals can just decide and roughshod over our freedom?
Mr. Gautam, are you afraid how political parties, especially the BJP, is giving an entire political overtone to this entire story?
No, that just, in fact, it shows the kind of danger that is posed to our democracy from an extremist ideology which is trying to impose itself on all of us and tell us what we should think, what we should read, what we should do. I mean, this is outrageous. Sedition against these 67 students is an outrageous act and it should be condemned. These are not misguided students. They have a legitimate right to say whatever they want to, and if they support a Pakistan team, it's their fundamental right, and we should respect it.
Absolutely. Mr. Gautam, thank you very much indeed for speaking with us here on NewsX. In fact, just a quick reminder that